Namaste, dear students. As usual, first of all, I want to welcome you to our English class of grade 6. You know, we are in Unit 1 and it is the last class of our Unit 1. So, today we are going to learn something under our writing skill. So, for it, you have to be ready with your textbook, exercise book, and pen or a pencil. Please be ready with them. I hope you are ready. In our previous class, we learned about the message of congratulations, and in that class, we did some comprehension exercises based on the message of congratulations. After that, we learned to write a formal message of congratulations. And in our today's class, we are going to learn to write something. So for it, you have to be very curious, you have to be very attentive, and you have to watch and listen to me very carefully. So I want to start our today's class. Look at the picture and say. So have you seen the picture here? Well, can you tell me who is he? Do you know his name? Can you tell me his name? Who is he? You just think and tell me later. What did he do? Can you tell me again? Maybe difficult for you. Don't worry, I'll help you later. Have you watched his any drama? So from this last question, you might have guessed he is a person who, let's say, has contributed in literature. Drama means related to literature. So now, can you tell me his name? Yes, his name is Balakrishna Sama. So what did he do then? Their drama means he wrote many dramas. Okay, so have you got a chance to watch his drama, or have you got a chance to read his any book? Maybe some of you might have read, some of you might not. No problem. Today, we are going to write something about Balakrishna Sama. So for it, you have to know that what is biography. See, a biography is an account of someone's life written by someone else. It means if you write something from birth to death about Balakrishna Sama, then that is a biography. But if Balakrishna Sama himself writes about his life, that is autobiography. Okay, so you have to be very careful that biography means it is a detail of a person that includes from birth to death. Okay, and today in our class we are going to learn to write a biography. So is it interesting for you? Is it new to you? Obviously it is new and interesting. So all of you be ready. Now I just like to take you back to our Unit 1, and that is about T.S. Eliot. We read T.S. Eliot and we did comprehension exercises. But here, just to show you an example of biography, I am giving you this one. So what are the main points we have to include in biography? You have to keep in your mind, and you can note it down, main points in your exercise book. And later on, don't worry, I'll give you the tips to write a biography, and you have to write a biography also. Okay? See here, it's an example of a biography of T.S. Eliot about the poet. We have already read about him. Okay? See here, generally you have to mention the person's date of birth, place of birth, and parents' name. And if you read in this paragraph, you can find these things. For example, he was born on 26 September 1888, and then he was born in Missouri, and his parents were Henry Ware Eliot and let's say Charlotte Champe Stones. Okay, parents' name. So here, what you have to understand, if we are writing a biography of someone, we have to write down his or her date, we have to write down place of birth, we have to write down parents' name. Okay, these are basic things. After this, we have to write down about education. where that person got or received primary education, higher education, secondary level education. So if we find such information, we have to mention. And if you read this paragraph, you can find the same thing here. For example, I want to show you reading 2 lines. Eliot took his higher education at Smith Academy, the Boys College Preparatory Division of Washington University from 1898 to 1905. So this is what you have to write down. Our purpose is not to read this text. Our purpose is to write a biography, okay? So I am just showing you an example. So it means important information you have to write down in a biography. Is it clear to you? Likewise, you can find here, let's see about his languages he learned, university's name, such things you can find here, and what he did from this year to another year, such things are mentioned here. And see, here is written another information about T.S. Eliot. He suffered from hernia in his childhood. His parents hired. See, important information. So you can find it in your textbook. And at the same time, he was impressed by his notes. That's why he wrote biblical stories also. Such important things are mentioned here. And after that one, you can find his death, his contribution given here, what he did in literature, what are the names of the books he wrote. See, you can find here. For example, The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock, and similarly you can say The Wasteland, Geronson, The Hollow Man, Ash Wednesday, and in the brackets you can find date is written. So here you can write down, it means what that person has done, what is the contribution, works done that by person in a particular field, you have to mention such things. After that, at the end of your biography, if that person died, you have to mention the date of death and place also. But if that person did not die or hasn't died, at that time, you should not mention the death. So it means that we can write a biography for a person who may die or who may not die. Okay, so these are the basic things you have to write down in a biography. So is it clear for you? Now, showing you example of T.S. Eliot, I have prepared some tips for you. You can also write it down in your notebook. After that, we are going to write a biography. And I am giving you the tips because it is new for you, writing a biography, So you have to be very careful. Now, write down and let's try to understand. See, looking at the example of T.S. Eliot, what have we found? Look at. First, we write the name of the person. You found that T.S. Eliot's name, okay? You have to write down the name of the person. Then, what do you have to write down? Write down his or her date of birth, birthplace, and parents' name. All right? Is it clear to you? See, first you have to write down the person's name, whose biography you are going to write down. Then you have to write down that person's date of birth. You have to write down birthplace. You have to write down that person's father's and mother's name. I think it's very clear to you. Another, write down his or her education. So you have to write down primary education, secondary education, higher education, So we have to collect such information about education. If that person hasn't got any, let's say, formal education also, we can write down. Okay? Don't forget it. Another tip for writing a biography. Write down his or her contribution work in the particular field. See, I have shown you about T.S. Eliot. He wrote many books like The Wasteland, Geronson, So he contributed a lot in literature. So while you are writing a biography, what the person has done in that particular field, you have to write down. Then write down the prizes if she received. That was in T.S. Eliot also. Even he got Nobel Prize. And here also, if you know that person received any prize, you have to write down the name of the prizes also. And at last, if that person already died, you have to write down the date of death. But if that person, let's say, not died at that time, we should not write down. Okay, so is it clear to you? So once again I like to repeat, you have to understand it. First write the name of person, then write down his or her date of birth, birthplace and parents name. Then you have to write down education, then write down his or her contribution in the particular field. Then after, if prizes are received, you have to write down the name of prizes, and if you get other information, of course you can write down other important information. But these are the basic things that you have to keep, or you have to write down in a person's biography. And if death is occurred, then you have to write down date of death. Otherwise we must not mention it. So these are the things. Keeping these things in your mind, now I want to give you the clues to write a biography, and you have to be ready to write a biography of the same person about whom we discussed, and he is Balakrishna Sama. Okay, let's try to write a biography of Balakrishna Sama. Now I am going to write down on the board, and you also write together with me in your exercise book, because today we are going to learn to write a biography. So you have to learn by writing. Okay, so start writing. So what is written there first? Name Balakrishna Sama. You can write down Balakrishna, about Balakrishna Sama as the title, B-A-L, and then Balakrishna, K-R-I-S-H-N-A, Krishna, and then you have to write down his last name. And what's the spelling of Sama? S-A-M-A, Sama. We are writing a biography of Balakrishna Sama. Okay, you can write down the title like this, Balakrishna Sama. Now you can write down about him. Balakrishna Sama, B-A-L, Bala, K-R-I-S-H-N-A, Krishna, Sama, is a famous, F-A-M-O-U-S, famous name in Nepali literature, L-I-T-E-R-A-T-U-R-E, literature. Now you can write down his real name. What is his real name? Balakrishna Samser Jangabahadur Rana. You can write down his real name, his R-E-A-L, real name is, now you tell me the spelling while writing. Balakrishna, B-A-L, Bal, K-R-I-S-H-N-A, Krishna, then Samser, S-H-A-M-S-H-E-R, Samser, then Janga, okay, J-A-N-G-A, Janga, and what? Bahadur Rana, B-A-H-A-D-U-R, Bahadur Rana. See, now again another clue for you is his date of birth. Now you can write in a sentence, when was he born? You can write down, he was born, B-O-R-N, born, let's say on Mag, M-A-G-H, Mag. What's the date? 24. And year, what's the year? 1959, okay? 1959 BS, according to our Nepali calendar. And if you want to write down English date according to English calendar, in the bracket also you can write down February 8. F-E-B-R-U-A-R-Y, February, then 8. And year, please tell me. Yes, 1903. Okay, this is about his date of birth. Now, you can write down another information about Balakrishna Sama given in the clue. What is that? Yes, you are right. That is birthplace. So what is his birthplace? Name of the birthplace? Yes, Gyaneshwar, Kathmandu. Now write down. You can write down in a complete sentence like this. He was born in Gyaneshwar, G-Y-A-N-E-S-W-A-R, Kneshwar, Gyaneshwar, and Kathmandu. Okay, Gyaneshwar, Kathmandu, Kathmandu, Kathmandu. See here, we have already discussed the tips. First, we are writing his name, then we are writing his date of birth, then we are writing his birthplace. Okay, after this, now what you have to write down? Wow, good. You have to write down about his parents. See, his parents' names are given there. Let's say Samar Samser Janga Bahadur Rana, his father's name, and mother's name Kriti Rajya Lakshmi Rana. Now you can write down. He born, born from his father's name. You can tell me. Then Samser, Shamser, Samser, Sama Samser, Janga Bahadur Rana. Then his mother name, write down, and mother's name Kriti Rajya Lakshmi Rana. Kriti Rajya, 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 L. See, here we have added one more information about Balakrishna Sama. See, up to here we have mentioned about his name and then his date of birth, his birthplace, okay, Gyaneshwar, Kathmandu, and we have written one more information about his parents. So his father's name, what is his father's name? Yes, his father's name, Sama Samser Janga Bahadur Rana. And then mother's name, Kriti Rajya Lakshmi Rana. So have you written up to here? See, I have given you the clues and we are writing together. I am also writing here and I hope you are also writing there in your exercise book. Have you finished up to here? Now, I want to add is more information here, okay? So I hope you have finished writing up to here. So I want to erase now and I want to add is more information, but you have to continue. You have to write in the same line in your exercise book. Is it clear to you? Well, now we have to write down about his education. See, I have shown you an example of T.S. Eliot also. Let's write. He studied, S-T-U-D-I-E-D, studied in, what's the name of the school? Yes, he studied in Darbar High School, okay? D-U-R-B-A-R, Darbar, H-I-G-H, High, S-C-H-O-O-L, school. And where is it? You can write down the address, place of this school. And it is in Rani Pokhari, Darbar High School in Rani Pokhari. R-A-N-I, Rani. Then tell me the spelling of Pokhari. Yes, P-O-K-H-A-R-I, Pokhari. And then again he got his higher education. That is what? Yes, that is ISC. And again you can write down he, R-E-C-E-I-B-E-D, received his higher education, H-I-G-H-E-R, higher, E-D-U-C-A-T-I-O-N, education, ISC, okay? ISC from, you have to write down the name of college and it's given there. That is ISC from 3, okay, C-H-A-N-D-R-A, Chandra College, C-O-L-L-E-G-E, college. And where is it? It is in Ghantagar, in G-H-A-N-T-A-G-H-A-R, Ghantagar, Kathmandu, K-A-T-H-M-A-N-D-U, Kathmandu. See, here after we have written down his parents' name, we have written here his education. He got his education from Darbar High School and he got his education from Trichandra College, and that is in Ghantaghar, Kathmandu. Okay. Now again you have to write down another information, that is about his contribution, what he did. Now you can see, write down, he wrote many dramas. Okay, he wrote many stories, stories, stories. Then what? Please write with me together. Poems, poems, poems. Then what? Essays, you know, essays, essays. Then compositions, compositions, compositions. And what? C, dramas also. Okay, dramas, drama. He is also known as the Shakespeare of Nepal, you know. So another more information you can add, it is given there, known as one of Nepal's greatest dramatists. So you can write down, he is KNOWN, known as, now it is given there, one of Nepal's, okay, NEPALS, Nepal's greatest, 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 now dramatist. Write down and tell me the spelling of dramatist. DRAMATISTS, dramatist. See, I have already told you that he is also known as the Shakespeare of Nepal. Okay. Now this is his contribution, and again in his contribution we are going to write down the name of the books. Now it's given in your clue also. So what are they? You can write down. He wrote, wrote, name of the book, Mutuko Betha, MUTUKO, Mutuko Betha. What's the spelling of Betha? BYATHA, Betha, Mutuko Betha. Another name of the book, Mukunda Indira, MUKUNDA, Mukunda Indira, INDIRA, Indira. Another name of the book, Pralad, PRALHAD, Pralad, PRALHAD, Pralad. And what is another? On the Beg, ANDSABEG, on the Beg. Another, Bhakta Bhanu Bhakta, 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 BHA Bhanu, Bhakta Bhanu Bhakta. Again another name, Prem Pinda. I think you might have watched this film also. Prem Pinda, PREMPINDA, Prem Pinda. Another, Amar Singh, Amar Singh. What is the name of another? Swasni Manse. Okay, SNI, Swasni. And what's the spelling of Manse? MANCHHE, Manse, etc. See, it means he wrote many books, he wrote many dramas. That's why he is known as one of Nepal's greatest dramatists. Okay, one of the Nepal's greatest dramatists. After this, another information, important information about him you have to write down, that is about his date of death. It's given there. So you can write down, he passed away, died, okay, on Sound 6, and what's the year given there? 2038. 2038 Bikram Samvat, according to our Nepali calendar. And if you want to write down English calendar, you can write down June, then it's 20, year 1981. 1981. See, here in this biography, I hope you have also written a complete biography of Balkrishna Sama based on the given views. So here, do you find anything new? Yes. See, whatever I have shown you about T.S. Eliot, and I have given you the tips, and you can find the same thing here. So you just try to remember what we have written about Balkrishna Sama. First thing we have written about his name. Then what did we write down? Yes, his real name, that is name, real name, same thing. And then we have written his date of birth. Then what did we write? Yes, place, birthplace, you know. After that, what did you write there in your exercise book? Please look at and tell me. What did you write? Yes, about his parents. You wrote his parents' names. And after that, what did you write? Please look at your exercise book and tell me. You wrote about his education. He got his education from, please look at and tell me, Darbar High School and Trichandra College. Good. After that, what did you write down? Yes, you wrote about his contribution, as he wrote many stories, poems, essays, compositions, and dramas, you know. And he wrote many dramas. That's why he is known as one of the Nepal's greatest dramatists. Okay. So after this one, you have written the names of the books that he has written. So what are the names of the books you have written in your exercise book? Please tell me. Yes, they are Mutuko Betha, Mukunda Indira, Pralad, On the Beg, Bhakta Bhanubhakta, Prem Pinda, Amar Singh, Swasni Manse, etc. Then after, at last, what did you write down? You wrote his date of death. Okay? Date of death. And what was his date of death? Yes, it was Sound 6, 2038. And if we want to say according to the English calendar, it is June 20, 1981. Is it clear to you? So, if I ask you to write down another biography, can you do? Very good. If so, now I want to give you a short question for you. You can write very short. Write a short biography of your father or mother using the given clues. Because you know about your father's name or mother's name, you know about your father's or mother's birthday, and even you know the place of their birth, you know, birthplace. Then you can write down about your father's or mother's education. And then what else? Then if your father and mother has contributed in any field, you can write down, okay? You have to write down such things. Write it down in your exercise book. Are you writing? Well done. What did you write down? So once again, please try to remember and tell me. Have you written your father's or mother's name? Very good. Then did you write birthday? Yes, that's good. Then did you write about birthplace? Very fine. And then again, have you written down education your father or mother received? Very good. Then did you write down the contribution they made in the society or somewhere else? Or even you can write down their contribution in your family, you know, because you are writing about your father's or mother's biography. So you can write down the contribution they have made in your family. Have you finished up to here? Yes, it's very good. So if you can write it down, I hope you can remember these things. See what you have to write down there. You have to write down name, date of birth, birthplace, parents' name, education, contribution, and prizes if your father or mother received. And if he or she has not received, no problem. Don't write, okay? So these are the things you have to write down in a biography. So based on this one, again, I want to give you a home assignment. Your homework. See, what is your homework? again it is the similar type of homework for you. Write a short biography of a famous person in your society using the given clues. See, there is a famous person in your society and you have to collect some information about that person. You can go and ask, you can go and meet that person. You can ask his date of, let's say, birth, birthplace, parents' name, about his or her education, about his or her contribution, everything you can get from him or her. And then these are the again same clues for you, and you have to write a short biography of that person. You should not forget to mention these things. They are name, date of birth, birthplace, parents' name, education, contribution, prizes if received, date of death if died. These are the things you have to write down in your biography. So can you do it? Is it interesting for you? Very good. Don't forget to meet that person. Don't forget to collect some information, and then write down a very good biography of that person, as we have already practiced in our today's class. Is it clear to you? If so, then I hope you might have better understood to write a short biography. So please keep it practicing in your free time. This much for today. Have a good time. Goodbye.